What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Holy Try Football Podcast. This is the Week 1 preview. We made it. One of us 1-0, looking pretty amazing.
Wow, sitting fat and sassy.
Awfully smug.
Leader of the schoolhouse.
Uh, you know, from Fortuna, the smugness is all the way over to Vincent Driscoll on Irish Breakdown.
You're a half game up on us.
Fat, sassy, and fool. It's me, AY, from the beautiful state capital of Blue State, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg, what's up?
Braving the technological challenges. We were scheduled for a 8:45 lunch. Since been pushed back, but I'm ready to roll now. So not a huge slate, but there's
Not
some
as
things
juicy of a slate.
there are some things going on.
Yeah.
Not as juicy, but as the folks say, being starved for 9 months, this will work. Can to my east.
Yeah. I don't mind the less than stellar slate for week 1 because we are so starved. I mean, you'd love to have what was the best week 1 ever in 2017, I think it was when FSU lost to Florida State, and that was like the best ever. But I'm perfectly content with a mediocre slate, especially since we've been in the desert for so long.
Wait, which game were you citing?
2017, it was like the best weekend ever, and it culminated in FSU Alabama.
FSU Alabama. Okay, that's what I thought you were going with. You said FSU Florida State. Bad form by me to correct that, but
bad form, my fault. In
I just want to make sure we want to set the record straight.
Yes,
I've had some Chardonnays tonight, so getting a post happy hour performance out of me. We'll see how it goes.
Nice and lathered up, loosened. You're loosened.
Ready to spew. Yeah, I mean, there's some games here.
Yeah.
I know we're going to cover about.
Do you want to recap yours? You're 1-0.
Yeah.
How much do you take out of that decimation of our Naval Academy? I don't know. Our borders are now weakened because of you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a few ends of the spectrum, but I think it's like a pronged spectrum. You have one end of the prong spectrum, Brady Quinn saying best Notre Dame team he's ever seen. And there's the other end of a spectrum, which I'm obviously more in line with, is Pete. I mentioned Pete Sampson. He's kind of my go-to guy as far as level-headedness. I think he's on my level now as far as I think it's just or even Joel Klatt said this too. I think the ceiling is now just a little bit higher than preseason. And
the heart man.
If you listen to our preseason pod, I have Irish just missing the playoffs. So I
would say, yeah,
you're feeling good. You're feeling good right now.
You're closer to the mark.
To me, I think they're catching up to me. But I mean, again, it was Navy. We're not going to learn anything about the defense until NC State. I mean, maybe this week Tennessee State moves a little bit, but I mean, I don't really think you take much except for I think more people realize now. Again, one game, but like a proper quarterback can help out a talented team a lot.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Now the real question is, will Notre Dame win a game on U.S. soil?
Well, sure hope so. As far as this week.
You know what happened last year? We have a 1-year trend going.
That's the one true question. I was impressed. The Heart Man looked good, obviously. Excited to see how he looks against, which shouldn't be too formidable of a secondary in Ohio State. But I think,
what about Tennessee State?
Yeah, what I was going to say, who do you have between now and the end of September?
This weekend is Tennessee State. The following weekend is at NC State. And then somebody before Ohio State. I forget who.
Really? So you've got a couple guys before Ohio State then.
Yeah, we got a kind of full slate. But yeah, I think what I guess took for granted, but thinking about it, just the game. Like I remember last year, the last game Notre Dame played before this, I remember sending a text to Sam and Andy two of my Harrisburg buddies. It's like mid fourth quarter when Buckner threw that pick six when Notre Dame was going in for 2 touchdowns. And I was like, we only have 5 more minutes of this, so like, it's fine. But like just like last year, watching Buckner and Pine and just all these guys, like
just trash.
I mean, no offense to them. I mean, but just like even like having like cone, except for when he was literally like a traffic cone falling over. He was like actually like he was pretty solid.
Yeah,
competent.
He wasn't Hartman, but he was. I liked him a lot better, more than Buckner and Pine and those guys. But I mean, you know,
they're no Clifford. They're no Sean Clifford. We'll leave it at that.
Well, if Notre Dame had Sean Clifford the last few years, then that would be. I mean, it'd be a huge upgrade.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what people forget. Or
I don't forget again. Don't say overlook. Don't put me in the.
For many Penn State fans, which I'm not, overlook is he's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah. The other game after the Wolfpack is Central Michigan. So yeah, I mean, game one.
They were pretty good. Central Michigan provided a decent. You know, the Shark Lover is pretty good up there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously not good. I'm not getting too fired up, but it was just good to see.
Well, yeah. What do you make of people talking about Hartman and being the best quarterback since Brady Quinn, basically based off this one game? I guess not based off this one game because he's got a whole body of work at a different school.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go back through my phone in the offseason, I kind of felt he already was. Yeah, it's like because actually Pete Sampson again with the Athletic put out his offseason poll, and one of his questions was Sam Hartman is the best QB at Notre Dame since
Brady Quinn.
And I'll be honest, I was unsure because I didn't see him play yet, so I clicked Clausen. Only because I didn't want to be the prisoner of obviously Brady Quinn won because everyone was just losing their minds as Sam Hartman came. But again, Navy
Kaiser Soze though.
Kaiser was good.
I know. He was.
I liked Kaiser. That 2015 team. I thought that team was awesome.
Right there, till Conrad.
But
the Uke man.
I was looking at that when we were talking about it, and never forget that bullshit loss they had at Clemson too.
Oh, in the monsoon.
Yep.
Oh, they won't.
That was their only loss until Conrad.
They dug themselves a pretty big hole that game, but yeah, they did claw. They did claw right back, and had to. They were going in, and Chris Brown fumbled in the air, just wasn't even touched, and then they had to get a stopping gun and score again.
There's a string of great performances there on national TV before that shitty 2016 season, but the close loss to Florida State on the pick play at the end in 2014 also.
String of effect.
Great ACC classics.
Yes, indeed.
I am. I guess two points to wrap up here. It was good to take care of business, not like let the score be like 42-24, I guess. Just optically, but again, Navy. I think we'll learn a lot more. Hopefully, NC State weekend. Hopefully, we don't learn a lot this weekend. And speaking of NC State, the folks in Florida dealing with the hurricane now. We do not want a hurricane for the NC State game because we don't need that again.
We'll see if they take care of business in the wrench, though. It's NC State can't overlook.
That is tomorrow night, yeah.
14.5 favorites.
Not on the slate, but it might get mentioned.
Yeah. I think the only other notable game was USC. We don't really need to go into that. People not happy about what they saw from the defense. One, Shevin is pretty good. And I think that San Jose State team is pretty good. But they were rotating in 1 million people, I think. And USC really wasn't trying to. They knew the game
play defense.
They were working with a lot of different different people that'll be at various spots on the depth chart come the end of the year. So I think they were just mixing and matching, treating it as another a scrimmage with a little bit more stakes, right? But that Zachariah Branch guy looked amazing.
Very
You look good.
Very electric.
Very electric.
Right. Reggie Bush.
No, we don't need to say that. We don't need to say that. I
Someone
wouldn't say
did. And guess who? Guess who?
yeah,
said it?
Yogi said it, and I think it was Yogi that said it. We don't
So
need
did,
Roth.
so did Brady Quinn.
we don't need to go there.
He was just firing off there.
We don't need to go there. You know who he reminds me more of Joe McKnight, I think, actually.
Oh, rest in
right.
peace.
Yeah.
Also, Ken, you'll probably know this. Is Brady calling your game Saturday night?
No, Blackledge is.
Blackledge is moving on. He's on NBC.
Yeah, he moved over to NBC this year for the
'Cause
Big Ten games. For the Big Ten.
Brady
games.
said something about he mentioned something about the Penn State game this Saturday night. And it led me to believe he was on the call. Maybe he'll be in town.
Maybe
don't
does
know.
he? Oh, I think the studio show is there.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah, it might. I think like Michael Robinson and those guys are there. He was talking about that during your game. I was watching him during the halftime show.
Wait, did Michael Robinson bounce from NFL Network?
Yeah, he's on NBC. He was doing the halftime show with Maria Taylor and some white guy I don't know. And then
Spoiler: I was not watching the halftime show.
I wasn't either. But that just means these years, M-Rob will be on the sidelines at South Bend. Yeah,
he missed his trip. He graduated before he got a chance to do that.
It's just a stepping stone for all these people.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett loving it.
Maria Taylor, that's where she kills it. That's her dream job over there.
One final point. My dad texted me, was loving Jason Garrett's commentary about all the people at the pubs, because that's where I was.
I was dying. No, Jason Garrett, the one thing I was dying at was him saying, well, Sam Hartman, he's never had a running back like Audric Estime before.
Well,
I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was talking about not anybody so hefty or incredibly fat ass, but he definitely had Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's probably
they do the Garrett shot, the profile where he's like.
I don't know if they did that. I was iPadding it. I went back and watched it Monday, but
biggest takeaway from the weekend was that AY is one connection removed from Shane Gillis.
I did not know that. I don't even know Shane Gillis.
When did that come up?
The comedian. It was one of the guys from Dan Patrick show went to see him, and he was over. He did a show in Ireland because Shane Gillis. So
I saw Dan Patrick was at the game. Yeah.
The origin story of Shane Gillis is played football actually at West Point for a year, maybe two. Could be wrong. Then got hired to SNL, but said like chink on a podcast
years prior. Yeah.
They had podcasts?
Was canceled.
They fired him from SNL before he even started.
Then you just said chink on a podcast.
Why he meant, but he was using it like saying chinks.
Yes.
It's somewhere in between the N-word and the use that I just had of chinks, I feel like.
Somewhere in between.
It's somewhere in between. The way he used it was somewhere in between. So then he got into the Rogan universe and has since propelled.
How did you learn?
That's my take, at least.
Was this mentioned with Roth and I missed it?
Yeah, because he was mentioned about something.
Yeah, he grew up
Mechanicsburg.
Probably like 4 miles away from where I am right now. Yeah. And used to, I don't really know personally know him, but he was at the house when I lived with Michael. I know we went to a show. He just left us tickets. Went to see him. Funny dude, nice guy.
Very nice. Homegrown PA.
Big Irish fan, yeah.
All right. I wonder who would be rooting for when you play Army.
Probably Notre Dame.
Yeah. All right. Well,
is it time?
It is almost time. There is one news and note I would touch on, but do you guys have any other news and notes?
I think it was just did we say it before Well, it was before about Rising.
Is it Rising? Is it Eric Gilbert? Is it Nebraska volleyball? Is it?
Did you watch the Eric Gilbert footage?
I watched the first
No.
20 seconds and then
The
just couldn't
footage
watch
is
it.
ridiculous.
I saw him toss
He
like 3
is an
times.
absolute imbecile.
Had to stop.
What an idiot!
It was just yeah.
He didn't even make it out of the shop.
No,
There was a group of 7 police officers standing right outside as he walked out the door. Oh, what an idiot! But yeah, the on a less lighthearted note, Landon Tangwall, Penn State,
Oh,
starting guard for last year, much of last year before he suffered a season-ending injury, was going to likely competing and probably starting again this year. Out medically retiring, unfortunately. He's a very highly rated. I think it might have been the top prospect in Penn State's 2020 class. I want to say no, maybe 2021 class. Yeah, unfortunate news. The rumor being concussions. So, these are nasty things and can linger. And once you have one serious one, it's not good and is pretty fragile, right? So definitely something you don't want to mess around with. Very unfortunate. This guy leads Penn State, loves Penn State, worked so hard to try to get back this year, and see him have another one of these big setbacks, and unfortunately probably be it for his career is unfortunate because definitely we're going to lean on him this year. He was even before injury trouble or whatnot, but he was duking it out with JB for some starting time there at left guard. I forgot his name. JB Nelson, I want to say. I think is the guard that's going to end up starting. But we'll see. He's going to stay with the team, but we wish him all the best in his non-football going forward. But who knows? Maybe he'll resurface again somewhere else. We've seen people medically retire for concussions and then resurface. You look at Jalen Phillips, right, at Miami. I think he had retired when he was at UCLA and then wound up over there and was drafted, right? So hopefully. But, being an offensive lineman is definitely tougher with those head injuries.
Indeed.
It just closed out. And, okay. Week 1.
We're in.
Starts tomorrow, Thursday night. Nice little slate. I know we mentioned NC State up at the Rent and Con. We'll see. Of course, NC State 9 days rest before Notre Dame. Not going to matter. We'll see how Armstrong looks down there. But we start tomorrow with what we mentioned earlier: Cam Rising and Tar. Utah taking on Florida. Florida first non-conference road game to open the season since what? I think I saw 1990.
Oh,
1960? Was it longer than that?
No, I think it might be. I think you're right. Maybe 1993. I think something like that. I think they played Syracuse.
It was Q, so loss, and they're staring down another one. I know they got Graham Mertz down there. I don't care.
1991, I believe it was.
91. So Cam Rising, sources say doubtful. I'm not sure who the backup is, but I think this is just a Utah muck it up kind of game. Florida schedule this year
has played a decent amount. He started a game last year for Washington State and came in against Ohio State, threw a touchdown in the Rose Bowl. Came in against Penn State in the Rose Bowl, did not do well. They'll be at altitude. I'm not a believer in Mertz, so.
I'm just not a believer in this whole Florida program right now. I think this is a rough stretch for them. And I don't want this to sound like I'm in on Utah either, because I'm not. I just think it's just one of those games where Utah can just completely muddy it up, bully around. I know it's an SEC team, but come on. I mean, Florida's kind of soft, especially going to Utah. Elevation, travel, Mertz at QB. Gross game, I think, overall. Well, I'll still watch most of it, but Tar wins this game. It's like 23 to maybe even like 13. So Tar covers Youths.
Welcome back, Don Play. We do remember you, of course. How could we forget you? Good luck on the Colorado wager. We'll begin to that momentarily. I've got the Gators. I don't necessarily believe it. I just expect maybe some weirdness. You know what it feels like is a little bit the Michigan-Utah game, 2015. That was a season opener, correct?
It was the era opener for the
era
whole.
opener, yeah. So it's not quite applicable to the Billy Napier era. It's 1 year. Well, maybe he had has he labeled it year zero? That's the question from last year. Is it didn't go? I guess it was a little bit hot and cold, but mostly cold.
Yep, you are true. You are correct. It looks that way. But we just mentioned it before you jumped on. Yeah, the backup has a little bit of experience.
I will go. I believe I kicked off the hedging peas last week.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, Tar by a field goal. I can. If there's anybody that knows game-winning field goals by Utah in a season opener, it's me. Pitt Utah circa 2010.
I didn't know you guys played after the Fiesta Bowl.
Twice. They played at home and home.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That was on Versus for those of a certain era.
Was that Stull?
No, it was Tino's. Tino, Dave Uton. Yeah, I think Pitt was in the top 15 that year, and did not return after that game to the top 15.
I'll go with the Utes here for a little bit of Penn State strength of schedule.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, Mertz is ass. They'll be out there in altitude, and so yeah, I don't think they'll do too well here. And again, Florida just doesn't feel like they have too much going on as a program, and I think Utah's also going to be without their tight end, but they'll be able to run it with LaQuindon Jackson, pretty good running back. I think they'll be able to play some bully ball out there, take care of business. I like Utah here. Just cover that 4.5, whatever it's going to be.
All right.
Nice. Ken, are you scribing these down?
I will scribe.
Come on, Steno.
I will scribe.
Thank you. This is next game, Colorado TCU. It's just.
I need to look and see what the Colorado depth chart.
Yeah, there's just headlines everywhere, buzz around. Buffs traveling to your national runner-ups in the Horned Frogs. Buffs catching 20.5 here with, I believe I saw 10 scholarship players off last year's team are back. So total makeover here coming out of Boulder.
Yep.
I
don't know, Don. I don't love the play. I am thinking TCU is being a little disrespected here. Not in this game specifically, but I think overall in the year you got Chandler Morris, who was the starting quarterback coming into last year, right? Hurt very early on, and then obviously what happened afterwards, and Duggan ended up Heisman finalist. But he's back. They've got a lot of receiver talent, including a couple of transfers. One guy from Alabama, guys that plug and play. They say, right? And it's funny. They say this year's talent is better than last year's talent. Obviously, you hear that out of camp every now and then, but it's hard to believe if it is true. You got a first rounder in Johnston that win, and another guy that was really fast. So I'm excited. I think everybody's talking about Dion, obviously, and I think Sonny will be playing that up and making sure all his players know. I think they'll come out, and I think they will really run it up on Colorado. People forget, Colorado, they turned brought in 70 new players or whatnot. A lot of those players aren't actually good. They got
I was told it was Louis.
Yeah, Shador and his Louis, but then what's inside the Louis is a lot of fecal matter.
Use tampons.
Yeah, use tampons. This is a team that went 1-11 last year, and I don't think they'll be that. I think they will improve this year, but I think it's not by 21 points against TCU here, who may feel disrespected as the national runner-up, and everybody's talking about the other team on the field for this game.
I am going to pick Colorado every single time they're on our slate because, to be fully transparent, it's self-serving. I don't have to pay attention until it's fully necessary, if it ever becomes fully necessary to pay attention to Colorado. But if it eventually becomes interesting, then at least I'll be on the winning side of that. Until then, I do think it's an interesting experiment. We'll just leave it at that.
I'm excited about it. I think they're just going to
Let's not get crazy
for this first one. I'm excited for their home opener against Rule. That'll be a good one, I think.
Well, Rule is the Big Ten West champion. I've already crowned him.
He lost 5-star tight end Eric Gilbert, as mentioned earlier in the.
That's all right. He's got plenty of other things in the works.
All right, so you're on Dion. AY, where are you?
I'll take Dion. Yeah.
This is kind of like, I guess, the last game already. I'm down on TCU, obviously. 20.5 is a lot, but I mean, this Colorado roster, like, what are we doing here?
What did Gary Roth get Colorado at, by the way? He's got a ticket from like the spring that's Colorado plus 21.5. All about that CLV.
I believe so. I'll look the archives, but yeah.
I hope he tries the middle and get 21.
Roth's dad is in on the Buffs and this Dion movement. I'm gonna go Buffs here too. And I hope TCU's up by 37 at one point, and the Buffs get some garbage points because I'm rooting for TCU. I want them to stop them. Just Coach Prime. He's I never really liked Prime, and now he's just pissing me off. Even today in his press conference, he's like,
he's not a Knoll.
He's not a Knoll. I graduated HBCU. It's like, no, you didn't. Like,
you got an honorary degree, right?
It's like he's turned into like kind of he's like Kanye.
He's a caricature.
Making things up.
He's a caricature.
It's just like it's ridiculous. Like
he's avant-garde. And
was McMurphy put out he asked every head coach their favorite musical artist.
Oh yeah.
And Dion was the one to not get back to him.
I thought he was going to pick himself. Didn't he? He had some sort of
that's something he would do. Yeah. He's like, I sent it out in like June, and they finally got back to me in August, and Coach Dion was like, "Yeah, I'm just so focused on camp right now." So that's why I sent it out 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So yeah, hopefully TCU's just stomping the yard with them. Colorado climbs back to cover backdoor. For the record, I hope Colorado goes 0-12. Just stupid. Yeah. So where are we going to next? I believe this is one of Dan's favorite QBs.
We got the Chris Peterson Bowl here.
Oh yeah, my Huskies.
Dan's Huskies, Boise State, traveling out to Seattle on the water.
Sailgating.
Little sailgate action. UW laying 14.5 here. Top 10, Washington.
Seems high. I think.
What do we really know about Boise these days? They haven't been what they have been in a couple of years.
No, and they really struggle. Well, first of all, we know that the Bachmeier is now.
He's gone. He's
gone. He played this weekend. Where did he play again?
Louisiana Tech. Right.
Yeah, La Tech. Yeah, that's right. So the Bachmeier's gone. Taylor Green, whatever his name is.
The Bachmeier.
The Bachmeier, yeah. I don't know if he'll make his way on the slate with the La Tech, but yeah, I think I would be pretty. If I were, this is bad. What the hell is the coach's name from Washington? DeBoer, Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd still be pretty pissed off about the chicanery that went on around the Pac-12
tiebreakers.
Yeah, and I would be looking to make a statement in as we already discussed, a rather thin slate. So I would expect, sometimes maybe some jitters. You never know, high preseason expectations, but I do think this is a scenario which probably happens, I would say less often than not, but I do think they'll be just merciless against the Boise team that just won't be able to keep up offensively. So I would lay the 2 touchdowns in DP. I would throw that in your parlay. Let's get
Like that play.
let's get wild. So yeah, I think, and I'm rather frugal when it comes to
The big
laying
spread.
the bigger numbers. Yeah, I don't like picking them in general, but I do think this is a scenario where maybe they just show no mercy.
I like it. I think I'm along with you there. I love that offense. I think they will be a sight to behold this fall. I'll take them by 3 touchdowns, 42-21.
I'm with everything you guys said, but I'm still taking Boise. I think it comes down to just the number, the 14.5, the uncertainty of week 1. Boise was one of the teams I was looking when I looked at the slate today that I had to really look up more on, and depends who you read. I mean, you can paint a rosy picture on anything if you want to. More than one outlet seemed encouraged by Boise. So 14.5. I don't know much about him right now. Bachmeyer will come up later on. I will mention him. It won't be it'll be a just missed the cut, but I just want to
Okay, all right. They podium for the locks.
No, they're gonna get locked. I mean, they're not covering. We'll put it that way.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm going Boise. I think just this is more of a mystery box. The unknown. I'd say the 14.5 of a team that I think has been down. Could be a little back. But yeah, Washington pretty nice. This one, I'm ready for this one. NCAR, SCAR. Battle of Carolina.
Will Duke's Mayo be involved just by association with
Duke's
Mayo, Cheez-It, and Belk will all be involved.
Oh yeah.
Those are all Carolina-ish sponsors. And don't forget Bojangles. So
back in my day, it was the Continental Tires.
Maybe they'll make an appearance. North Carolina traveling to Williams-Brice, I believe.
No, they're on.
It's at
Charlotte. They're in Charlotte.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Duh.
Our home away from home, AY.
Yeah. Yes. The beautiful Charlotte downtown.
They're in Richardson's stadium.
Scar catching 2.5 here. This is a personal play. I'm taking North Carolina because of just how annoying
Beamer
Scar was in the bowl game last year.
Like
they were so annoying. They made me care about the result just because I didn't want them to be happy.
It takes a special group to do that.
It's like my happiness was not if I watched that game with strictly like the all 22 view. My happiness would have been like plus or minus 2 on the scale out of 10. The fact that they kept showing those fans and listening to Beamer before the game, I was ready. So screw Beamer, screw those fans. Drake May, light him up. Rattler in his little G-Wagon, I don't care.
You got the Rat. Yeah. Devontae Walker still don't know if he's playing, right? The Kent State transfer from Carolina.
I haven't gone that deep in the weeds on this game.
I think there's too much. There's been a big story, I think, for NCAA, not NCAA clearinghouse stuff that people are not happy with. He is a pretty big pile of bullshit, him not being able to get eligible. Yeah. But no matter, I think I like I think I'll take South Carolina here. I don't know what Mac's offense is going to look like with Longo gone, and Drake May obviously very good, but who knows what to make out of their defense, right? And so, obviously South Carolina's had a number of very nice pelts that they've been able to skin. They've outplayed expectations the last couple of years, so I will take them to win here. Obviously, the 2.5 isn't that much to cover, but yeah, I'll take the points there.
Yeah, I'm going. I mean, with the two proven commodities, your mileage may vary on the rat milk, but I think this is probably has the inside track. And I know there's a game on Saturday Sunday. I will shoehorn this into discussion. This has the potential to be the game of the weekend with both of those offenses. And I'm going to go with a 37-34 narrow cover for Scar.
Oh,
I'm turncoating the
wait, 37-34 narrow cover for Scar?
it's 2.5, right?
Scar's getting 2.5.
Whoa, Miss Lippy. When did that happen?
That's how it's been.
No. Unless it was backwards where I was looking at. Let me see this. Let me confirm this.
Drummer. Any unders y'all like?
A lot of them, because apparently this is a real thing with the elimination of the clock stopping.
Yeah.
Except for the last 2 minutes or the last 5 minutes of each?
Last 2 minutes of the half, and then I think last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Okay. Yeah, so there you go. With that elimination,
we'll
obviously bookmakers know that, but I think there's a chance that.
Yeah, I last week was 4 unders, 3 overs.
Yeah.
Obviously, incredibly mad small sample size. We won't know till really after the season as far as sample size goes, but.
And can I be honest?
Maybe the 1H unders. You go with the 1H unders.
I don't want to stomp on your Thunder can in case you had a same game parlay, but I would say the Penn State, West Virginia, which is where would it go?
I lean under that game as well, just because of running the ball.
Run the ball, first start for the LR. Just got to take care of business. It's 50, which is on the lower side, but I mean, there's a possibility that West Virginia. Would you be surprised if they scored 2 touchdowns in that game? I would. Could
be a Notre Dame Navy with over-unders 49, and Irish put up 42 and still goes under.
So there you go. Your official. Let's go Colorado. Actually, you already said you have a grand on them separately, Don. I would go Washington, Penn State under. Let's see if we can find a third leg.
I'll say the opposite of under on. We'll just get to it. Bachmeier.
We're covering that from all angles.
Smoot is going to put up 80 points. So take the over on the Smoot. Right. SMU over La Tech, possible backdoor. Did you find clarification on the Carolina Bowl?
Oh shoot, no, yeah, I got sidetracked when I was on the hunt for Red October /unders. Let me go.
I think it's been -2.5.
It is, yeah. Can is right for now. I do want to just make sure I wasn't crazy when I was looking at it earlier in the week. But that is the correct.
Were you looking at the document? Is that what threw you off?
Yeah, the doc's right. The doc is right. No, I'm talking about like when I looked Monday.
Oh,
so something happened. Anyway.
But so you are saying.
So I guess I'm going up to set with Scar out.
Yeah, you're with me on Scar then.
Yeah.
Okay. And with no ACC pride.
Not in this fixture.
Not in this fixture, no. Okay.
We're going back to Fritz here. Fritz getting his respect here.
Fritz getting respect, deserved respect. Both teams getting respect here. As I think both these teams are pretty good. South Alabama, very underrated, great year last year. I remember picking against them week 1 or 2 last year, and I got absolutely boat raced by them. I think it was on Southern Miss. Either way, USA, the Jags, returning a lot. Tulane off that big bowl win last year. Some people say bowl wins carry momentum. I say no, but whatever. Laying 6.5. Tulane, the Green Wave. It's simple for me. Looking into Tulane, a decent amount back on the offensive side, but defensively, no. Tajay Sharp gone. South Alabama, weapons galore in the offense back. A lot of close losses last year. Which is another team I'll get to later. I like the Jags here. I like them outright as well. Tulane, a little fat and sassy off last year, the USC win. Jags win a good one. Very good one. 38-37.
All right. I'm going Fritz Carlton for the coverage. I mean, I saw that South Alabama team get torched by Western Kentucky, I believe it was. So
Yeah, that did. Yeah, that was the one outlier. I'll call an outlier, but I believe it if you say it wasn't.
that's all. We'll see what happens. Should be. I mean, that's a bit of a rat line. If I'm honest. So, ranked team against how was it? South Alabama. Only giving less than a touchdown, or where are we picking that at?
Yeah, 6.5.
6.5. So what do you have, AY? You're taking
USA.
Yep. Same with you, Dan?
Nope. Tulane.
I'm taking Tulane as well.
Okay. Fair. Here we go. Game of the weekend. LSU, Florida State.
We got Mason Smith out, right?
Again.
Can't lose him for the season if he doesn't play against Florida State, right?
He's correct. He is out.
That story, and then Rusiller bringing up all the realignment stuff again really just reignited some embers that had died down a touch.
Just wait till Rusilla talks about going to LSU, Alabama 10 of the last 11 years. God. Who are you guys rooting for here?
I'm rooting for your coach BK, I think.
I don't really care.
Okay, so we're even.
Whoever I end up picking, which I still haven't decided.
Because I am going to FSU Michaels for this game.
Okay. So you
is that going to be awkward?
FSU Michael on this one, and you hate BK anyway, so.
Yeah, this is easy. And I feel like I'm also annoyed by the talk of LSU could have 2 Heisman winning quarterbacks. Like that's just stupid.
Ridiculous.
Like I just want them both to play at some point and not be good, but I think Daniels is really good. And I love that Norvell's younger and has a lot of gray hair. Because I love it. Look, I mean, yeah, I got it for Florida State. You got Norvell, my boy Verse.
Berwick born and bred.
Yeah, I mean, what do we do? It's got to be FSU. As far as on the field, look,
it wasn't great last year.
It wasn't. Both teams definitely got better as the year went on. I mean, LSU had that. It was a lucky win over Alabama. How that game set up at the end there. Florida State kind of just shot themselves in the foot all year and still had a pretty solid year.
Yeah.
As far as what they're bringing back, I mean, all the cards on the table. Travis, Daniels. I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm just going to take the points in this toss-up game. And combined with your rooting interest, give me Florida State. Do I know what's going to happen in this game? No. Is there going to be little wrinkles? Sure. But give me the Noles.
LSU, I'm really interested to see. Things haven't been glowing from a defensive secondary standpoint, which you don't really hear from LSU, right? Obviously, they've had been carrying DBU for a while, but they had to bring a couple of transfers in. Some haven't really panned out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested because FSU's got an enormous wide receiving core. You got Johnny Wilson and then the Michigan State transfers will come in Keon Coleman. So you'll see a lot of Travis just throwing it up to them. I'm interested to see how they'll perform against a formidable receiving crew like that. I think this is going to be an exciting game. LSU, yeah, like you said, performed better as the season wore on. That defense, though, up front is very good. We just said Mason Smith is out, though, but Perkins is just absolutely amazing, right? And so I think there'll be a big difference here. LSU, I think they're banged up at running back as well. I don't know. It just doesn't stack up well. Florida State. I don't want to pick them here. I think it's going to be a really weird game. I'm going to go with LSU here, but by 1 point. I'll go HP.
I love it.
I'll go HP here. I don't know. I really don't want to pick. I don't like either of these teams, honestly, this year.
I'll go LSU 30-24 just because I said at the beginning of the month I'd be surprised if Florida State actually won this game despite the close spread. So I guess I'll back that talk up and see.
Yeah, me too. I'll be surprised if Florida State wins this game.
I think I overspoke on that. I don't know what was going through my head other than the cobwebs from the prior year. But
think about this: Florida State very well could be 2-2 4 games into the season, despite all the hype.
I'm not listening to that because I don't want to say something wrong this weekend.
All right, and we end the weekend. Duke, very trendy picks, upset picks. I feel like not many people. Some people saying watch out for the Lenhard and against Clemson, but Clemson's still very good defense. Clemson obviously getting Riley and Klubnik a full offseason as a starter. Receivers, I don't think are still there, but they got Shipley, much to A.Y. chagrin still.
Who was
I thought you were saying who was Shipley.
No, I'm saying, is Klubnik from Texas?
Yes, he's from Wesley.
So he was Jaden Greathouse's quarterback.
Yeah, he's Wesley. Yeah, he's from the Chats.
AY's already going down a couple steps and thinking about the reuniting after.
He's ready for next year already. He's ready for the next great transfer quarterback.
Klubnik transferring north. I can see it.
Clemson needs some wide receiver help. Will Dabo open up the gates to wayward upperclassmen? That's the question.
Trade Greathouse for Klubnik.
High school country broker that deal. I'm excited about this Clemson team. I think they'll be pretty good this year. I've gone back and forth on if they would be my fourth playoff team or not as we were going through that exercise. I think they'll be good. I think they'll take care of business here. I like them to win by 3 touchdowns. I think Riley will have a good debut. And Duke, they had a great season last year. I think they'll still be pretty good this year, but I think the talent will overwhelm. I don't think they'll be able to really score that much. I'll go like a 31-10 victory here for Clemson.
I expect a similar slow start to last year. I was just going back over as I thought I remembered correctly, the Chick-fil-A kickoff, which was featured Clemson and the artist formerly known as Georgia Tech's head coach, Jeff Collins. And that was not great for a while there. And I think Duke just has a little bit more offer. So with the first game jitters potentially of the Klubnik and Duke bringing back a decent amount of production, including the Lenhard, I'll go like 31-21, maybe something like that. Maybe a backdoor touchdown. Maybe a backdoor touchdown after a front door touchdown from Clem.
Oh,
one of those.
That would be heartbreaking.
It'll be one of those numbers, yeah.
I hope it's 13 because I got 12 and a half. Okay. But we're picking at 13, so I'll still take.
Yeah, you guys said it all. I'll take Duke.
NAY Dukies.
Okay, on to our games. Quick thought here. Just want to make you guys aware. Texas Tech travels to Laramie, and things could get weird. We're getting 2 touchdowns. Just keep an eye out for that.
That seems a little bit low.
I saw that up in the mountains.
It does seem low. All this hype the Red Raiders are getting. It seems low, which makes me just
the Shuckinator.
I don't think they can score enough, but They're on
why aren't we
CBS
picking that? Why aren't we picking that game?
I don't know. We'll pick it next week. Notre Dame, Tennessee State on the R games.
We don't have any spreads here for these two, right?
I tried looking everywhere, couldn't find it.
Yeah, I couldn't have anything. I couldn't find it. Normally, 5 dimes. We can't access 5 dimes in the U.S. anymore.
It took me to a 5 dimes. Took me to a Maddox Sports redirection.
Yeah.
Still nothing on there for either of us. My only thoughts on this game are Notre Dame is treating this as an event. Swarbrick mentioned as the summer of 2020, some of the events that went on with George Floyd and a lot of that stuff, he made it a priority to have an HBCU or something of that ilk game on the schedule. So this is Notre Dame's first FCS matchup.
What is it of the ilk of an HBCU?
Well, I guess something of I didn't want to just say HBCUs. I wanted to improve. Maybe it was a Gallaudet, maybe a deaf university. We're inclusive.
Whoa!
Who we played in flag football.
No,
I'm sorry. If they won, we would have played them. We played
What?
Gallaudet. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That's all
So
nice. Fuck that guy. I wish I would have beat up his son whenever I saw him.
Oh yeah. At Preakness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically just
Belly aching. What was he just belly aching about recently?
I think he was talking about
just the landscape of college football.
landscape, everything. Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
And Notre Dame
Spare
also
me.
they also
The
have
Swarbrick Chicago Blackhawks jersey. Very good.
They also have 2 ADs right now because they're in transition phase.
Mm.
But he wanted, basically saying all that, he wanted to look good to the woke community. That's simple. So Tennessee State on the schedule. Eddie George coming in.
Pander a little.
Yep, Eddie George coming in.
Pander Express.
I don't know. I think Notre Dame. I think they're going to.
Why don't we give us a score here?
I don't think they dropped the hammer on him. I don't think Freeman does it.
I think he will.
What do you think? Like a 35 to? He did it to his own military, his own naval.
But this is a black head coach against a black university.
Against a fellow Ohio State Buckeye.
Would James Franklin run it up on Tennessee State?
Oh yeah, he'd be icing kickers. He would be icing kickers.
Oh yeah.
The
question is, would Brian Ferentz on the drive to 325 do this amidst all the allegations of the past couple of years?
Please,
that's the question.
He's from the Midwest. He's running it up. He's
as much as he's capable of. He may try to and not get the results he wants though.
Look, I guess my only counter to Notre Dame completely really run it up is the last time Notre Dame came back from Ireland without an off week, which was the only other time. The Purdue game, 2012. Remember, that was a 17-14 win. Notre Dame game-winning field goal as time expired. So, huge letdown there.
Do you have a good tight end on that team?
2012?
Did he have a big game?
Yeah, 2012 was Eifert. He was the only offense.
Eifert, right.
The only offense. He was the only player in the title game. It was actually Golson had a good game, which is weird, but Golson and Eifert. Notre Dame wins this game against Tennessee State. They get the kicker some work. Schrader, 41-10.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're going to cover whatever it is. We'll try and update it. I'll try and catch them if you guys don't before.
I mean, I feel like 31 won't be enough to cover there.
Agreed.
It'll probably be in the 36 range, 38 range, something like that. You think?
I was thinking 40, so yeah.
All right. I will say, I'll go 42-3 the game again. Repeat.
Repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep. On to Pitt Wofford, yes?
Yes, I'm listening, yes.
Right. Okay, so we've got – I know nothing about them other than that they have they had a legendary coach, Mike Ayers, who was there for 30 seasons, was replaced by former Pitt defensive coordinator Josh Conklin, who flamed out last season. He was then replaced on the interim basis by Sean Watson, former Pitt offensive coordinator.
Not to be confused.
The interim tag has
with
been
Sean
removed,
Watson.
so it is the Sean Watson revenge game, and Pitt will not cover. That is all. Thank you. Ken, you're up.
Not Deshaun Watson.
Not the Sean Watson. Just Sean.
Just Sean. No day. Not of the Sean. Give a score.
Oh, I don't have anything to offer.
Give a score. Give a score.
And I rarely give scores. Every once in a while. Especially on FCS.
Above or below 35-7.
Yeah, we need a score here.
You need a score.
All right, yeah, 33-16.
Wow. That's gross.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see, though.
Set point. Kvitova just saved it on the deuce.
Penn State WV. Obviously, a lot of hype coming in. Still, no quarterback picked by Neil Brown. We'll see how that goes. Garrett Green expected to be the starter here. They've got a couple of weapons here on offense. Donaldson, big running back that they've got, and then a great offensive line, pretty good offensive line. I think they'll be able to run the ball a little bit. They got Gallagher coming in, the pretty highly ballyhooed Western PA product that a lot of people thought would go to Penn State, but he ended up there. They're going to take the air out of the ball. They're going to play the Narduzzi game, a lot of, basically don't get blown out, which it should if you're on the Penn State, West Virginia under like Don and Dan are. Should be good. Their defense, on the other hand, I'm not excited about.
What about when Narduzzi scored 42 points? Sorry,
that one that was impressive. That was also they were not 20-point underdogs in like they were or somewhere around there the next 3 games.
First set Wozniacki, Dan.
But so
I saw that. Yeah, I was watching.
I think that's what he's been watching above his head.
I was wondering what he was doing with this.
Yeah, no, I can tell it.
I said I'll be looking up.
Oh.
He's been praying to God the whole time.
Yeah.
The defense, on the other hand, is another story. They don't have very much talent in that secondary, which is intriguing if you've got a big time quarterback that's coming in making his first start. But I still don't think that they'll really let it rip here in the first half of the season. I think you'll see a lot of the running game that's going to control the clock, keep them in comfortable situations. They're not going to. I don't think he'll really press either. Even though it's his first start, he's under the lights. I'm sure he's excited. That's really been what the mantra has been throughout camp. He went like 10 practices before his first interception, I think, and only had a handful, 2 or 3 the entire camp, right? That whole month of practices, which is good as what they've pounded into him, no forcing the ball and whatnot. I think he's going to take what the defense is going to give him, and they're going to really rely on that running game out of the gates this year. And so, yeah, I think this will be a ho-hum game. I think Penn State will be stiff-arming them the whole way. 20.5, I think, is just enough for Penn State to win 45-24, something like that.
Ooh, way over.
All right. You're right.
That's fine. Keep it.
You said it. Keep it.
I want.
It's locked
The
in.
reason I don't want to.
Weather gonna be all right.
The weather should be beautiful.
It's gonna be hot AF.
No, not come game time though. It's gonna be 80 for the day, and then evening comes.
Wait, Saturday? Oh, it doesn't turn up heat till Sunday here.
What was that?
It's gonna be like 98. I think Monday. May is
Really,
Monday.
I haven't even seen that.
Ugh.
Let me see
Well,
that.
here, I mean, I'm only an hour and 10 minutes from State College, so it's gonna be that.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, Sunday 84, Saturday high of 80 in State
Oh,
College.
that'll be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
that means coming
Okay.
evening time it'll be 70.
Huh.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Not good for the over, I guess, the under there, but I'll revise that down a little bit. I'll go.
It's more like I don't know.
I'll go
West
35.
Virginia's
I'll
gonna
go
score.
35-14. I think they'll get a garbage touchdown in there, 35-14, and it'll be comfortable.
I'd be surprised if they scored even double. Maybe not double digits. I'd be
I think
surprised.
they get a
if West
garbage.
Virginia
They
scored.
get a garbage touchdown in there, and they win by 21. I'll go 35-14.
Yeah, I'll go 34-9. I should go 31-9. That'd be kind of funny. The inverse of 13-9. I hope it's crippling though, because in the world of reality, I mean, yeah, that's the best case scenario.
I've been under the assumption that West Virginia's offensive line is really bad, but then just today I read
No, they're not. That's the only
They're
good
not.
thing.
They've got three
That's the only good thing.
guys. Yeah.
So just for that reasoning, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to take them to cover by the skin of their teeth
By 20.
by 20.
All right.
30. Maybe they tied up in the red zone. I don't know. 33-13. Maybe Allard just throws a pick, something stupid. I don't know. I think maybe it's a slow start, but this game it's never in doubt. Never in doubt.
I agree. It's it's interesting. You mentioned that the run game, and it's been out there, obviously based off that Michigan game, that Penn State is easily out physicaled and they've got no size on the line, and that's the issue. I think a lot of it has been scheme, and I think that they've heard the noise as well. I expect them to have a pretty good game against the run, especially against a team that you're expecting to run a lot here with Donaldson, a big back, and a pretty good offensive line. I expect them to have a good game here against them. They're going to want to prove something, I think.
I'm
excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Hopefully they'll be able to prove something that's not bad. Hopefully they'll prove something good.
Okay. Before we get the locks, and it's week 1, I know we're getting the season, so we're going sporty round like times like 100. I just want give me one to 3 words here.
Okay.
Battle of Miami's. Is the U in any danger?
No.
Okay. NC State at the Rent, 14. Con of anything? Went bowling last year.
Oh yeah.
I think that's weird in there. They'll cover. They'll win by 14.
With the Astrong, it cannot be underestimated how I know this is more than well over the 3-word limit. Can't be this is an addendum onto my
just as long as
less
it's under
than 3 words. Astrong, not great.
Stanford traveling out to Hawaii, 3.5-point favorites.
Gigantic rat line.
Taylor is a good coach. Lay the points.
What about Musket?
Did you know this, Ken? Virginia's quarterback.
There's no way you know Musket from Virginia.
From your home state team.
Where's he from? Monmouth. Oh my God.
Yeah, Musket leading the Who's into Nashville. Nissan Stadium.
Ball's big time.
All right, let's keep. I just saw this. Let's do a weekly segment. We're gonna track Iowa. How many points do they score this week?
Yes, the drive for 35, 325.
How many do they get against?
Covering right now. The steam is on USU. I already put a bet in for -24. I got them going big time here. They're scoring 38 points against USU.
That's a little more than me. I got them for 34. We gotta mark this down.
All right, I'll bring the average down a little bit, 31.
Okay.
All right, so we have 38, 34, 31 for Iowa. We'll keep a tally all year. We'll see how we're doing there. A few more to touch on here before we get the locks. Fresno Purdue, that could be good. No comment there. Akron Temple, gross. DJU for Oregon State. Ohio State.
It's down. It's at 30 now, right?
Named a quarterback, McCord. Brown's going to play. Keep an eye on that. We'll see how
They would-
Wisconsin's
I mean-
new team looks.
That's dangerous. I know it's a lot of points, but that's dangerous even against Indiana.
Towson, Maryland, a little local flavor there. Georgia, so Carson Beck. Oh, this hits home to me. Bucknell, JMU.
Oh, the Nellies taking a step up.
The Nellies. We're scrolling down here through,
I've been to
Hammer.
Ridgeforth Stadium / Zane Shoker Field in Harrisonburg, Virginia for a half.
It's great.
did.
It's a great
I
time.
went to JMU when JMU beat Sam Houston
Yeah, you did.
63-7.
And that's kind of all I got. But speaking of Sam Houston, we're ready for some locks of the week. Dan, where are we going?
Yeah, we are going to where are they playing again? I looked at it earlier. It was always going to be Sam Houston State making their FBS debuts. They are going to BYU, of course. Team that is not filled with high hopes, I would say, in their inaugural season in the Big 12. So why not just take? That's a lot of points. Just take the eat 'em up Cats, the Bearcats, and we'll see what happens. One of the big spreads that I like. There was another one that I have jotted down as an alternative. Unless do you guys already have your locks?
Do you like the Arky State? Plus
I do, yeah.
Texas State was another one. Texas State against.
Who's coaching in there now?
I don't think it's your guy Spavital anymore.
It's not Spav. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Didn't Spav bring in like 40, or he didn't recruit a single underclass like high school. He brought in an entirely transfer class, I think, didn't he?
No,
Is GJ Kinney, who was the offensive coordinator. There is this bizarre. He was that incarnate word.
Oh, which is just across the street.
Yeah. So he's coming in. We'll see what happens. I don't know if he brought anybody. I didn't dig that deep into it with Texas State. Obviously, I didn't even end up picking him as my lock, but they're playing at Baylor, getting 28. It was another interesting one. So there's your big ones. And then I think, obviously, the hurricane changes, but UCF, Michigan, in a vacuum, I think they would do all right. USC is another one. I think they put the clamps down a little bit more this week on defense. I think they will. We'll see that. Or they're just going to give up on defense altogether. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're the same exact team as last year.
Stanford, Hawaii, under 57.5. Yeah, Stanford can't score.
Under 57.
Yeah, that game's gonna be gross. Hawaii, 14 points going to the fourth quarter last week.
Yeah. It did have some turnovers, but I would have to
It
imagine.
did, yeah.
Wait, so anyway, you are under 50 what?
No, that's DP was asking about. We like Stanford, Hawaii under 57.
I'm going.
That's probably a good one. I imagine Stanford will keep it vanilla.
Honorable mentions on the podium. Smoo, I mentioned that game against Bachmeier. I guess
Smoo trying to impress the ACC. Smoo trying to impress the ACC.
Play it safe. Go the over. I think they're going to score a ton, even with Mordecai gone. Just missed. First runner up. Colorado State hosting Wazoo. Just think it's one of these Power 5 teams are going to bit. You got some, Texas Tech going to Ohio, Wazoo going to Colorado State. I think the Rams are going to 11. Better than our perception is. But I mentioned in off-season pod, I had to stick with it. I gave a short response. We already covered this game. Just to elaborate a bit more here, I mentioned it. I know we have crossfire here, but I was already committed. I'm going Duke. Riley Leonard.
I'm going opposite.
Oh my gosh! Well, we will at least have one winner on the line.
Wow.
We have to, because I said in the offseason I'm going to lock up Duke week 1. Riley Leonard. They lost one game by more than 3 points last year. Come on, are we really believing in the club and what we saw with And we
Yes.
saw
Yes.
the corpse of Clemson
Yeah, it
last
is.
year.
Yeah, it is.
They're going to end up winning by 13, and neither of us are going to win.
That'd be hilarious.
I love it. Week 1 crossfire.
Week 1 crossfire. I was looking it up. When's the last time they played? Because I couldn't remember. They haven't played since 2018.
I think Duke has a better quarterback.
Yeah, the more proven one at least.
And we mentioned, I didn't want to say it earlier, but we were mentioning about Notre Dame on the hunt for the next transfer quarterback. We know who I wanted this year. Why not next year?
The Lenhard, he's back on the market this fall or this summer.
Lenhard, just go
Back on
north
the
a little
market this
bit.
summer. Yeah.
What if that's the thing? Notre Dame just brings in just transfer QBs that are proven from the ACC. That'd be amazing.
And they'll end up making a rule. Watch. Phillips.
Actually, it could be Klubnik too, because the Great House. Yeah. You're locking up Clemson? You're crazy.
Ah!
You love your road faves. Oh,
I feel
man.
good. I feel good about it.
I feel
Dan
great
just
about
loves
it.
his favorites, period, in general.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have to wait till
Which
Monday.
I have no
night.
problem with as long as he picks the right ones. That if he starts picking bad ones, he's on the outs.
Oh yeah.
Wait till Monday night to figure it out. I love it. This is good. This is a good week 1 drama, intrapod drama. Good deal.
Yep.
So there you have it. There is week 1. Fired up for it. I know the off season was a little bumpy, at least for me, at least. But now that's here. It does feel good. Ready for NC State Con tomorrow? Yeah. Fired up. That and the U.S. Open will be good. So for me,
yes,
anyway.
enjoy. Everybody
Yeah.
root Kara Wozniacki in. She's waking up the echoes from 2018.
I'm
Wake 'em
going to
up.
put 150 on right now. If you all say yes, the under Hawaii and Stanford. Oh, yeah. That's easy money.
Yep.
Do it.
What happened to the parlay though? What's the parlay before we sign
Yeah,
off here,
the
Don?
parlay over.
What'd you decide on
Parlay-
for your parlay?
I think your full recommendation, Dan, was West Virginia, Penn State under,
And then I said Washington,
Washington minus 14.
and I didn't have a third leg yet. I never found it. I suppose it would be if you were just going off mine, or I would say, man, this is always fun. I would flip a coin between Clemson and Duke, since we have strong convictions.
Pot committed. Can't. Good luck,
Pot
Don.
committed.
We will see you next Wednesday. We're trying to do it on Wednesdays, Don.
I will need a reschedule for next week.
Oh, did you be able to do Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Actually, we could do Thursday. I
Thursday
take that
would
back.
be ideal, I think. for me.
Okay, Thursday. Well, there's no game of note, right?
There's an
Is it
NFL game.
Louisville and Murray State. We looked
Yeah,
at
and the jars.
jars.
We're going to try and
Thursday
do
will be
it on
better,
Wednesday.
yeah. We've got another Yankee game, unfortunately. Another one. All these cheap tickets.
Dan rolling in the coupon games with the worst
yeah.
Yankees team of
The-
our
the-
lifetime.
The Baby Bombers. They have so many rookies now called up.
Good. Playing for the future.
Pereira.
Cashman needs
That's one way.
Pereira, Peraza.
I think
Volpe,
it's fucking embarrassing.
Jason Dominguez. Yeah, they're going mad young because they are not
Badass.
good. Not
They're
good.
badass, exactly.
They're mad young because they're mad ass.
No, they're very bad, which is embarrassing. So we'll see you next Thursday, Don. Looking forward to it. For me, AY. People say Capital Blue State, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, 2 mile west, Deberg.
Good night, all.
And for Can, 20 East.
Enjoy the brisk weather, guys. Aside from this little bit of heat wave you guys are going to be getting here in a couple of days.
Yeah, the weekend should be good. Enjoy the games. Safe travels to you guys. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Have a good one.